You're welcome once again. And if you are following us, you realize that the previous lesson we are still on change of subjects, and then we did a type 1 that is subject with a single variable. So today we are looking at the type 2 that is subject with more than one variable, right? All right. So now the type 2, you realize that the type 1, what we are making the subject is only one in the whole expression or the equation, right? But the difference between the type 1 and type 2 is that this time you don't have only one variable that you are making the subject. So for instance, if you are making x the subject, the variable you are making the subject is more than one in the expression or the equation. It can be 2, it can be 3, and all those stuff, right? So the only trick here is that you just group like terms. Grouping like term here means that you are just grouping the variable you are making the subject. I've already told you that in change of subject, our main focus is what we are making the subject. Whichever variable we are not making the subject, it's not our concern, right? So we move it to the other side of the equal to sign. So what I mean is you just group what you are making the subject at one side, you factorize that particular variable out, then you divide to get it, and then you are good to go. So let's try with some mathematical expressions. I think I have the first question on the board. Okay, so here we are supposed to make x the subject here. You realize we have x here, we have x here, right? So what did I say? We just group like terms, right? Or collect like terms. So we have 3x. Now, because what we are making the subject, this one also contains it, we shift it here, right? Then anything that does not contain s goes to the other side of the equal to sign, as we already know. So this one is plus xy equals this already here, kill. This one minus p. Now we have what we are making the subject here, so we factorize it out, right? Now, you have to also understand that whatever you are making the subject should be single. It should be singled out. You can't make double variable the subject. One here, one here. No, it doesn't work that way. You always single it out, right? That is how you are factorizing. So we factorize x out. We factorize and we have 3 plus what? Y equals q minus p. Now we want x, so we divide here by 3 plus y. We divide here by 3 plus y. This takes care of that. So x becomes q minus p all over 3 plus y. Right. Now let's go to another question. Okay. So let's get another question. So I have a question here. 3t minus pq equals 2 bracket of p plus l. Yeah. And then we are supposed to make p the subject, right? So here we are making p the subject. Okay. Let's put a square on that. So we go. Now you already know in every equation or expression which we have bracket, we expand it, right? And we've done that already. So we have 3t minus pq equals, let's expand 2 times p will give me 2p plus 2 times l will give me 2l. And then now I group like terms, right? All the ones that contain what? The p, I group them at one side. Okay, so we have, now this time I prefer to send all the p here so that I'll get a positive number. It doesn't mean when you bring it here, you get a negative number though, but it's still the same, right? So we have 3t, so then bring minus 2l equals 2p. So I'm grouping the p's because that is where my focus is, don't forget. So this negative pq, when it goes here, it will be plus pq, right? Okay, so we have 3t minus 2l equals, since they are 2, we factorize p out, so that we have 2 plus q. So we divide here by 2 plus q, divide here by 2 plus q. This cancels that, so we have p equals 3t equals 3t minus 2l all over 2 plus what? Q. Okay. Alright, so once you get a final answer and giving p here, you can just reverse their positions. It doesn't matter. Okay? It doesn't matter at all. Now let's look at another question. Let's look at question 3. Where I have a question here. I have NT plus N equals MP plus Q, and I'm supposed to make M the subject, okay? I'm supposed to make M the subject. So as usual, whatever we're making the subject, we group them. So I have NT minus MP equals Q minus N. I'm grouping this, so M comes out, so T minus P equals Q minus N. I want M, so divide here by T minus P, divide here by what? T minus P. This cancels that. Q equals this minus this, all over T minus what? And that's that, right? Okay, so let's take one last question on this, and then we will draw the curtain and go to the next one. Well. Okay, so last question. If we have 4s minus 2p equals s plus 3p. Now what we are making s the subject, okay? So we have 4s, when this comes in minus s, equals s plus 3p, then plus 2p, right? This one goes there. So when we factorize s out, it's going to be 4 minus, now whenever you factorize anything and you are left with 1, don't forget, equals, this is 5, sorry. Oh, sorry, no. This is s, so this one got, okay. So nothing should come here. So equals 3p plus what? 2p. Right, and you know 3p plus 2p will give you what? 5p, right? So divide here, then 4 minus 1. Oh, okay, so 4 minus 1 is actually going to give you what? 5. So this one becomes 5s equals what? 5p. So you divide, no, it's 3, sorry. So it's going to be 3s equals 3p. So we divide here by 3, 5p divide here by 3. So s equals 5p over 3. Alright, so this is where we draw the curtain on this part of it. So see you in the next video when we talk about change of subject involving fractions. Alright, goodbye until I see you next time.